Hey guys, I want to apologize a bit for the shortage of videos, the timing at least. The last two have been around 1 or 2 minutes. That's because I'm trying to get used to the editing software I'm using, so that's that. But today I am doing a video on the devices I've come across and the ones I use in everyday situations now that I'm older and out of school. I have some stuff in front of me that I'm going to show you. These are the things that I use pretty much every day. There's also some things that I've used before and don't use anymore, so that's what we're going to take a look at first. All right, so this is the table in front of me. We're gonna start here over on the left because this is more modern and stuff that's easy to, I guess, to get. So I use this Apple Watch during college a lot because the professors wouldn't allow phones out. So this has like the biggest numbers you can get on it. And then this iPad is modified. Text size, screen management, magnifiers are all on. So they're to my need, so that's easy to just bring to wherever I need it. And I also use the camera feature on this and my phone to look at like menus up on a board. I've used it on a lot of different things. That's probably like its own thing, but I use my camera on my phone and my iPad a lot. It is my number one favorite thing to use because it's so easy. We always have it on hand. No one leaves home without their phone nowadays. So it's just something really easy to have on hand. And something I've always had is glasses. These are my glasses. These were my first ever pair of glasses. They had a band that stretched around my head. And then there's multiple more, because every year I would get a new pair of glasses. And I got a new pair of glasses up until I was 18. So there should be 18 in there, but I do not think there are. So that's just my glasses collection, and obviously the ones I have on my head. And this big thing is a slant board. This top part can lean up, and I can put papers or something to write on here, so I'm not hunched over, because I have to be extremely close to the paper when I'm writing. So my vision teacher gave this to me, just the board, when I was like 5th grade, maybe 5th, 6th grade, and then my mom decorated it for me, I guess, with flowers. I guess that was my in thing at the time. So yeah, that's a slant board. I usually had a black plastic one for school. I had like 2 of those because, yeah, they were bendy and stuff, and one of them broke. Yeah, that was fun. So wood is good, except for these stickers were a little pain, but yeah, it worked. It does the same thing I need. And then the last thing I have is an identification cane. This is different from an actual cane that you see people using. It's extremely thinner. It's much thinner, and this end piece is not very big because it's not used for bumping into everything. Because you know how they walk, they tap it like this, and they hit everything, and they can hit chairs, they can hit the wall and everything. This doesn't have that end piece, that big bulky end piece. Because it's just for identification purposes. So if I'm walking across a sidewalk and I get to a crosswalk where there's cars lined up and everything, this is telling the people in the cars, I can't see if you're waving me on or not. Because a lot of people wave you on across the crosswalk. Well, I can't tell if you're doing that because I can't see it. So this is for that kind of purpose. Yeah. So that is my little collection I have with me. There are a lot more items that I have that I will be sharing with you. Just pictures of, because I don't have them with me. All right, so now we're back over to another piece of equipment I use a lot, which is a desktop computer. I'm not a big fan of laptops because I have to hunch over them and it just doesn't feel right. This piece of equipment, a lot of people know, it's a magnifier with a light inside, so I can set it on the paper and read. I've had one of these since I can remember. It's always been my favorite because it's just easier to hold and move and be able to read that way. With all of these tools I'm going to be showing you guys, my vision teacher got them for me. We tried multiple different things. There's one thing on this list that I'm going to show you that I do not use because I don't like it, but everyone has a different preference and I thought I'd just show it just to show it because it's out there. This is a monocular, which is a half of a binocular, so it's for far away use. I used these a lot when I was younger to look at things outdoors, for looking at the whiteboard in school and other little things like for recess. I would have to use it to see what flag was raised. So we had a certain color our class was for at recess, and when that flag went up, it was our time to come in. So that's what this one was mainly used for me. So this is the tool that I never really got into using. And these blue boxes are cassette tapes. And you put those in a cassette player and you can listen to them that way. I listened to more than a handful of them just to get a sense of how it worked. And it didn't work for me. I like to physically read rather than listen, because while I was listening to it, I was fiddling with the cord to the headphones, and it was distracting, so I wouldn't hear what the narrator was saying. So these did not ultimately work for me, but hey, there's audiobooks out there now that a lot of people use, and yeah, so it's could be helpful and help you learn and stuff, so they're there. This last thing is called a CCTV. It is not a security camera, promise. It's what this girl is doing. There's a book down here, and there's a camera back here somewhere, and it's popping up on this screen up here, and it's enlarging it so we can see it. I first used one of these in 4th grade, but it looked like a normal box computer back then, so it was really big and really bulky, so it didn't look like this one yet. And then when I went into 6th grade, it looked like this. Much more smooth, more movable and other things, and you could change a lot more settings. So they upgraded it in 2 years, which was nice. And then I used it a lot in both times I had it. And when I went to high school, I had one of these, but it was called a Vizio book, and it was portable. It was heavy and uncomfortable, but it was portable. So instead of having a cart to wheel it around on, because this couldn't fold down or anything, it was just stood still at all times, frozen that way. So I couldn't carry it with me. And they had a big cart it was sitting on, so they couldn't really move the cart to every class, so it was just impractical to have it when I went to high school. But then I got that Vizio book, changed my life. I love that thing. I still wish I had it sometimes, but it's really expensive and I cannot afford that. So we do the best we can with what we have, which is magnifiers, monoculars, phone cameras, and all that kind of stuff. All right, well, I hope you guys got something from that. I try to give as much information on the tools as possible, and if you guys have any further questions, you can leave them down below. And if you have any suggestions for further videos or any comments, I am more than happy to have them. So until next time.